Hey everyone, it's your friend Abdel here, and today we're diving into the fascinating world of must-read books, handpicked by none other than Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI. You know, the guy behind ChatGPT? Yeah, that's Sam Altman. He's got some seriously insightful recommendations for us, and I'm excited to unpack them together. We're talking about 9 books that Altman believes have the power to transform the way you think, the way you approach the world, and maybe even the way you make your morning coffee. Okay, maybe not the coffee part, but you get the idea. These books delve into everything from the depths of human psychology to the boundless potential of technology and beyond. Now, I know what you might be thinking, 9 books? Abdel, I can barely find time to read a cereal box in the morning, and trust me, I get it. But that's the beauty of this series. We're all about maximizing knowledge while respecting your precious time. That's why we'll be exploring the core ideas of each book, giving you the most impactful insights in a concise and engaging way. So, whether you're a seasoned bibliophile or just starting to explore the world of reading, I invite you to join me on this journey as we unlock the wisdom contained within these 9 incredible books. We'll delve into the essence of each book, exploring the key themes and ideas that make them stand out. From groundbreaking scientific discoveries to profound philosophical insights, these books offer a wealth of knowledge and inspiration. And the best part? You don't have to read them all at once. We'll break down each book into digestible segments, making it easy for you to absorb the key takeaways. So, grab your favorite reading spot, maybe a cup of coffee or tea, and let's embark on this literary adventure together. Let's get started. Our first stop takes us to a profound and deeply moving workman's search for meaning by Viktor Frankl. This book isn't just a piece of literature. It's a beacon of hope and a guide to understanding the human condition. Now, Frankl wasn't just a psychologist. He was a Holocaust survivor who endured unimaginable suffering in Nazi concentration camps. His experiences there were harrowing, filled with loss, pain, and the constant threat of death. Talk about a guy who understands the depths of human despair. Frankl's insights are not just theoretical. They are born from the crucible of his own suffering and the suffering he witnessed around him. But here's the thing. Even in the face of such unimaginable horror, Frankl discovered a powerful truth, that even in the darkest of times, we have the ability to find meaning and purpose. This realization wasn't just a fleeting thought, it became the cornerstone of his life's work. It's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the idea that we always have something to hold on to, something to strive for. Frankl's message is clear. No matter how dire our circumstances, we can find a reason to keep going. Man's search for meaning isn't just about surviving hardship. It's about thriving in spite of it. It's about finding that inner strength to not only endure, but to grow and flourish. Frankl argues that our primary drive in life isn't pleasure, as Freud suggested, but rather the discovery and pursuit of what we find meaningful. This is a radical departure from traditional psychoanalytic thought and offers a new perspective on what motivates us. He shows us that meaning can be found in our work, in our relationships, in the small moments of connection and joy that we often take for granted, and even in our suffering. Yes, even in the most painful experiences, there is potential for growth and understanding. This book is a powerful reminder that we are not simply products of our circumstances. We are active participants in our own lives, capable of shaping our destiny through the choices we make. We have the power to choose our attitude, to find meaning even in the most challenging situations. This is not just a comforting thought, it's a call to action. It's a message that resonates deeply with me, and I think it will with you too. Frankl's wisdom is timeless, and his book is a must-read for anyone seeking to understand the true essence of human resilience and the quest for meaning. Okay, let's shift gears a bit and dive into the fascinating world of human cognition with Daniel Kahneman's Thinking, Fast and Slow. Now, Kahneman isn't just another psychologist. This guy won a Nobel Prize for his groundbreaking work in behavioral economics. So, we're talking about some seriously insightful stuff here. In a nutshell, this book explores how our brains make decisions, and it turns out our minds are kind of like a two-headed monster. On one hand, we have System 1, the fast, intuitive, and emotional part of our brain. This is the part that helps us dodge a flying frisbee or instantly recognize a familiar face. Then there's System 2, the slower, more deliberate, and logical part of our brain. This is the part that helps us solve complex math problems or figure out which IKEA furniture we can actually assemble without losing our sanity. Kahneman brilliantly explains how these two systems interact, often in hilarious and sometimes frustrating ways. He shows us that our intuition, while powerful, can also lead us astray, causing us to make irrational decisions without even realizing it. So, you want to innovate to build something new, something that changes the world? Peter Thiel, the guy who co-founded PayPal and was an early investor in Facebook, says, forget about incremental improvements. Forget about making something 10% better. Thiel, in his book 0 to 1, argues that real progress comes from creating something completely new, going from 0 to 1. It's about looking at problems that haven't been solved, tackling things that seem impossible. This isn't just about tech startups either. It's about thinking differently in any field. It's about challenging the status quo and asking, what if? What if we could cure cancer? What if we could travel to Mars in a week? What if we could make education truly accessible to everyone? Thiel's book is a call to action, urging us to break free from the mold, to stop copying what already exists, and to start creating the future we want to see. Aldous Huxley's Brave New World is one of those books that gets under your skin and stays with you long after you've finished reading it. It paints a picture of a future that's both alluring and terrifying. Imagine a world without war, poverty, or disease. A world where everyone is happy, all the time. Sounds pretty great, right? But here's the catch. In this utopia, stability and happiness are achieved through strict social control and the suppression of individual thought and emotion. People are genetically engineered and conditioned from birth to fit into predetermined social roles. There's no freedom, no individuality, no real love or connection. It's a world where people are content to be cogs in a machine, never questioning their place or their purpose. Huxley's novel is a cautionary tale about the dangers of sacrificing freedom for security and the importance of individuality and critical thinking in a world that increasingly seeks to control and manipulate us. Let's be honest, sometimes it feels like we're constantly bombarded with negativity, right? Like the world is falling apart and there's nothing we can do about it. But then you come across a book like The Beginning of Infinity by David Deutsch, and it completely changes your perspective. This book is a love letter to human reason and its boundless potential. Deutsch argues that there are no limits to what we can achieve if we embrace the power of our own minds. He believes that we are capable of solving any problem, overcoming any challenge if we're willing to think critically and creatively. He pushes back against the idea that there are inherent limits to knowledge or progress. He believes that the universe is not a closed system, but an open-ended realm of endless possibilities. So, you've got this great idea, right? Like world-changing, paradigm-shifting, maybe even involving a new flavor of ice cream, because those are always good. But how do you go from a tiny startup to, a company that can actually afford to pay its employees a living wage? That's where Reid Hoffman's Blitzscaling comes in. It's not just about growing fast, it's about growing really, really fast. Like, imagine a puppy suddenly becoming a Great Dane overnight. It's a little chaotic. There might be some chewed furniture. But hey, at least you've got a big dog now. Hoffman argues that in today's hyper-competitive market, sometimes you need to prioritize speed over efficiency, even if it means making a few mistakes along the way. It's like, remember when you were learning to ride a bike? You probably fell a bunch of times, but eventually you figured it out, right? And speaking of figuring things out, blitzscaling isn't just some abstract concept. Hoffman backs it up with real-world examples of companies like Airbnb, Facebook, and yes, even Google, all of which embraced this kind of rapid-fire growth strategy to become the behemoths they are today. Okay, so we've talked about scaling up companies, but what about scaling up intelligence itself? And I'm not talking about like acing your next history test. I'm talking about artificial intelligence so advanced, so powerful, it surpasses human intelligence entirely. That's the heady and maybe slightly terrifying topic that Nick Bostrom tackles in his book, Superintelligence. Now, you might be thinking, artificial superintelligence? Isn't that the stuff of like dystopian sci-fi movies where robots take over the world? And yeah, it can be. But Bostrom's book isn't about fear-mongering. It's about having a serious, and seriously fascinating conversation about the potential consequences of creating something potentially more intelligent than ourselves. He dives into the potential benefits of superintelligence, like solving complex problems like climate change or curing diseases. Imagine a world where we have the computational power to understand and address these existential threats. That's the promise of superintelligence. And this is a big, but there's also the potential for things to go, well, wrong. What happens when we create something that's not only smarter than us, but also capable of learning and evolving at an exponential rate? It's like giving a toddler the keys to the spaceship. Things could get messy. So we're on book number 8, which is Winning by Jack Welch. Now, you might be thinking, another business book? Isn't that a little on the nose, Sam Altman? But hold on, this isn't your typical rah-rah, climb the corporate ladder kind of business book. Winning is practical, it's insightful, and it comes from a guy who knows a thing or two about, well, winning. We're talking about Jack Welch, the legendary CEO who transformed General Electric. This book is a distillation of his decades of experience, his successes, his failures, and the lessons he learned along the way. And trust me, there's a lot to learn. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned CEO, or just someone who wants to be more effective in their work, Winning has something for you. It's about building a winning culture, motivating your team, and navigating the complexities of the business world. And hey, even if you're not trying to conquer the corporate world, the principles in this book are applicable to pretty much any aspect of life where you're striving for excellence. It's about setting goals, overcoming challenges, and yes, ultimately, winning. Our final book on Sam Altman's must-read list takes us on a journey to the heart of Silicon Valley, to the legendary Sand Hill Road, which, for those of you who don't know, is basically the Wall Street of the tech world. This is where the big money flows, where dreams are funded, and, let's be honest, where some dreams are also dashed. Secrets of Sand Hill Road pulls back the curtain on this often secretive world, giving us an inside look at how venture capitalists think, how they operate, and what they look for in the startups they choose to back. It's like getting a backstage pass to the world's most exclusive investment club. This book is full of insights from some of the biggest names in venture capital, people who have a knack for spotting the next big thing. They share their strategies, their philosophies, and their hard-earned wisdom on what it takes to succeed in the cutthroat world of tech startups. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur with $1 million idea or just someone who's curious about how the venture capital game is played, this book is a must-read. Wow, 9 books! Can you believe it? 9 incredible books, each packed with knowledge and insights. That's a lot to digest, even for the most voracious reader. Imagine trying to read all of them while juggling your daily responsibilities. But what if I told you there's a way to absorb the key insights from all of these incredible books without having to clear your schedule for the next year? Sounds too good to be true, right? That's where Blinkist comes in. This innovative app is designed to help you get the most out of nonfiction books in the least amount of time. Blinkist is an app that takes the best nonfiction books, you know, the ones that Sam Altman recommends, and distills them down to their most essential ideas. It's like having a personal curator for your reading list. These aren't just summaries, they're carefully crafted explainers that capture the heart of each book in a way that's both informative and engaging. And the best part? You won't feel like you're missing out on anything important. You can get through a Blinkist explainer in about 15 minutes. That's right, 15 minutes. Imagine how much you can learn in just a quarter of an hour. So even if you're busier than a startup founder on launch day, you can still find time to learn something new and expand your mind. Whether you're commuting, taking a break, or just winding down for the day, Blinkist fits into your schedule. Blinkist has a massive library of books on everything from business and psychology to history and science. The variety is astounding, and there's something for everyone. So whether you're looking to level up your career, improve your relationships, or just learn something new every day, Blinkist has you covered. It's like having a treasure trove of knowledge at your fingertips. Plus, Blinkist offers a free trial, so you can try it before you commit. It's a risk-free way to see if this app is the right fit for you. So why not give it a shot? You have nothing to lose and a world of knowledge to gain. You might just discover your next favorite book, or at least the key ideas from it in just a few minutes. It's a game changer for anyone who loves to learn but struggles to find the time. Head over to the app or Google Play Store and download Blinkist today. Start your journey towards smarter, faster learning right now.